It was early April back in 2019. I had taken notice that most nights during the warm seasons, that in the middle of the night there would always be between 1 and 3 planes overhead at a friend's house. But something seemed strange or out of place to me, as some nights there would be 3 planes overhead seemingly circling my friend's house, flying concernedly close to each other or crisscrossing in what seemed to me to be dangerously close to each other. I was thinking at the time that it had to be some kind of surveillance project of some sort. That's when I started thinking that it was weird. If they were surveillance planes, they did not seem to hide the fact that they were up there. I started thinking that for the year 2019, with all the advances in drone surveillance and thermal, night vision, and infrared cameras, that it would be pointless to have a surveillance project and stick out and be seen as such as these overhead planes were. That's when I got the idea that maybe they were a distraction, and in the darkness there might be night vision drones sneaking in much closer. Whatever the case may be, that sequence of thinking that way made me survey my surroundings much more intrusively. That sequence of thoughts had me looking over my shoulder. That's when I started seeing triangular-shaped silhouettes in the dark flying around. They were very hard to see, to the point where I still wasn't 100% sure if what I was seeing was actually there, or if it might just be tired eyes or my mind playing tricks on me.
For the next few weeks, I kept checking to see if I could still see something flying overhead or hovering silently at night. It seemed that whatever cloaked dark silent triangular-shaped UFO drone or UAP I was seeing seemed to hover at the tree line, sometimes going behind the tree line as to hide from view. I would see them at the corners of the house also seemingly doing the same thing. Hovering silently as if watching me, and sometimes hiding from me as I looked towards it. At this point, I had mentioned to my friend who lived where I was seeing this phenomenon that I had seen something weird. But I still wasn't 100% sure if I was actually seeing something or maybe my mind was playing tricks on me. My buddy kinda laughed and shrugged it off. Now, about 2.5 weeks following that first night of sightings of the black triangular crafts, we were late April 2019, and we were all in my friend's house having few drinks on a weekend. Around 2:30 a.m. approximately, I opened the sliding back doors of the house to go outside. When I stepped outside, I was behind the house, and to my left I was looking at the driveway going to the garage. There was a tree a bit taller than the garage in front of the garage by the driveway. There were lights on the garage and lights on the house, lighting the area pretty good. As I walked out of the house and looked ahead towards the driveway and garage, there in plain view, in the light, a little lower than the garage and the tree, about 25 feet away from me and 15 feet up in the air, was plain as day a black triangular craft just hovering, no noise. One point of the triangle pointing at me with the other 2 points laterally behind it. To me it looked about 5 to 6 feet wide, 7 to 8 feet long, and had a thickness to it but looked sleek. No noise and just hovering there. As we got into the month of May 2019, I had tried to tell my friend that I had seen that black triangular drone in front of his garage, and tried to explain to him, as crazy as I sound, that I was 100% sure of what I had seen. And that it pretty well confirmed what I had been seeing the previous weeks. At this point, me and my friend are leaving to go work about 4-hour drive away in a different province for few weeks. On the first trip up around the 20th of May, I noticed those triangular crafts following us on the way up. Till this point I had been thinking maybe what I was seeing was some new kind of drones that police or military might be using. But after seeing those drones following us to work 4 hours away, I was perplexed. What could this be? And I still ask myself that today. I'm telling my friend I'm seeing those triangle drones at the cottage we're staying at for work, and he's laughing at me, not belly-iving me, and thinking I'm losing my mind. This just gets me more willing and determined to catch this phenomenon on camera. The first day after work, we pull into Walmart and Canadian Tire, and I buy a Canon digital camera. My friend buys a Fuji XP130 waterproof camera, and we get a Bushnell night vision monocular that has a card and takes pictures and records videos. That night after work my friend goes to bed, but I go out around 1 a.m. on the dock overseeing the lake in front of the cottage we're staying at. I start seeing and recording lights over the lake a little ways away. As I'm recording these, one of the lights goes behind the tree line besides me and pops up right in front of me as I'm still recording. I'm shaking and breathing heavy from fear as lights come on white and a red light on it. Soon as I'm done recording I run inside as I was scared. All that first week I'm testing out my camera. As I am new to this, I'm trying out all the different settings and modes, for example night shots, and I'm learning about ISO and shutter speed. I quickly learned that shooting pictures and videos at night is hard as they come out dark. But I learned something new that week. By taking shots at night with the flash I'm catching on my pictures what seem to be orbs of some kind. I try this with my friend's camera too just to confirm it's nothing wrong with my camera. Few days into that first week on a different night, as we get back to the cottage late my friend goes to bed and I have a shower and a late supper. After I eat I go out for a cigarette on the dock. It's around 12:30 am and I decide to try the Bushnell night vision monocular for the first time. As I get on the dock and turn on the monocular I started peering out over the lake. Again what a surprise as I start seeing flickering orbs at the tree lines, just hovering. I'm also seeing round light orbs just flying all around me and over the water. As I'm recording on the monocular, I turn towards the left-hand side of the lake and catch a giant orb which seems to be right in front of me. I check and I cannot see it by eye, but I caught over 5 minutes of video of it on the monocular. Now I have something to show my friend, and by the end of that first week of work, my fear is dissipating. But I'm getting more questions than answers. This was the third week of May in 2019.